All right, so this is our chicken egg that we were incubating that ended up getting a hole in the wrong end, if you can see. And I wish it would zoom in because there is a baby in there, but there's been no movement for a couple days. It's been about 2 days. And the other ones haven't really hatched, so we are gonna do an Eggtopsy on this to see what happened to this baby, see if the yolk ever was absorbed, and to see if the hatched chick is maybe the reason why this one died, because it's likely that the hatched chick is what caused this hole. And I do have my kids here watching, so we're gonna crack a hole at the end here where the air sac would be. So we can see what it looks like through that way. There's still a pretty big air sac. It's hard to tell, but if you can kind of see in there, you can kind of see the baby. Do you see in there?
Yeah.
And honestly, it looks like everything got way too dried up, maybe in the inside, and that's why it died.
It's bleeding. No, it isn't.
Doesn't look like it's quite fully there. There's absolutely no movement. It's definitely a dead baby, unfortunately. So we're just gonna slowly crack this off and see what we got. I don't know if you heard, but the boys ran away. I don't think they wanted to see much more to this because it is pretty sad. You can see that there was a baby chick developing. And this is our first time incubating, so this is a little rough on us. Yeah, there's still a lot of yolk in there. It wasn't quite ready to be pipped, and I think the other chick accidentally cracked it and caused it to become the way it is. Trying to be as gentle as I can. I know doesn't really matter at this point, but this is my first time doing this, so I'm a little nervous. And I'm mainly doing it because I want to see how far developed this chick is, because we're at day 25 in our incubator with 4 other eggs. One hatched on day 24. And then the other ones are still waiting. So this baby wasn't even quite fully developed, you can tell. It does have its feathers. It was still breached. Has a slight smell to it, which I read could happen. Just trying to peel through like each membrane without like tearing it completely. You can still see the blood vessels a little bit. Get a little bit closer for you. There's definitely still like a yolk sac or something right here, and that's what I'm trying to avoid, to not really necessarily like break, because I know that could make a really big mess. We're not trying to do that. So now that I have the baby about halfway out, I am going to try to get the baby out onto the plate to see how developed baby is, or was, I should say, and know how close maybe my other chicks could possibly be. Considering we had one hatch, I'm sorry, ours hatched on day 23. Well, I can definitely see legs. The head is in the down position. I don't really see that beak or anything at this point, though. There's part of it that doesn't have feathers. Okay, so the reason this baby died is because where it got cracked at was right at the beak, and it was not close to being ready to be hatched. And I believe my other chick that hatched cracked this one, and it cracked it right near the beak. So this baby, as it was developing, looks to have suffocated, because the part that was cracked and dried up is right on its face and beak area. It's almost to the point where I can't pull it off. It's so dried on, which I really don't want to do. But if you can see, I will grab the camera here, maybe. Give me just a moment. And we will show you where baby, you can see where the shell is attached to the baby's face here, right here, literally right at its beak is where it was cracked at, and it started to leak, and I believe this baby unfortunately suffocated before it could even develop. But at least we know kind of what happened, and we've lived and we learned, and we know that you have to be careful when your other babies do hatch. This is all a learning experience and a way to not only educate ourselves but others. Thank you.